I've got the sewer line installed and graded and backfilled and compacted and inspected, and it's a huge relief because I've got 5 days of sunshine before the rain starts in earnest. Now it's time to start putting the other utilities over the top of the septic line, mark them, check them, get them inspected, and cover them up before wintertime gets here. Let's get to it. Well, here we are at the end of 2023. Fuel prices are between $4 and $5 a gallon, and so the 3-inch gutter drain system and all the fittings cost $566. Well, the digging and the shoveling continues, and let me tell you, I've been sleeping at night like a baby. That's the benefit, right? But the underground, the drainage is in. Now it's time to bring the water in, the electricity out to the gate, the data out to the gate, and the gas to the shop. It's nice to cover some of this stuff up, I'll tell you. I ran the Type A 1.25 inch PEX through a 2-inch ABS sleeve under the driveway. Gonna compact this like crazy. It emerges under the driveway. PEX is right there. By the way, if I didn't show you before, this 1/4 inch minus is great stuff for bedding pipes and stuff. So we're getting ready to kind of tune this up. Compact the subgrade that goes over the top once the pipe is protected, and hurry, because I need an inspection tomorrow and the rain is coming Monday. Rock and roll. Jumping jack compactors, or whackers as they're called, are just about the most serious compaction tool for small spaces that you can get. They make dirt or rock so much harder than a plate tamp, a vibratory plate. When you get right down to it, they make it harder than even a small vibratory roller. But I'll tell you what, when you're running one of these things, you had better pay attention or they will eat your lunch. In a roadway like this, in a trench that's got to hold up wheel traffic for years and years and years, they are the one and only right tool for the job. Nothing else will do it. So the first 2 inspections that I've had on this job went well. RUSA, Roseburg Urban Sanitary Authority, came out and pressurized the system to 5 pounds of pressure for 5 minutes, and it worked. The second inspection was for the water line, which I needed to have inspected before I backfilled it. They had to verify the depth, the connections, the fittings, that I was using the right stuff. And, relief of reliefs, everything was fine. I added it up the other night when I was laying there worrying about how I was going to make this happen, and I realized I'm going to have 1,700 feet of pipe in this little postage stamp of ground. The driveway, the yard, out to the shop, that's a lot of pipe. And in 2 days, the rain's going to be here again, so it is time to get on it. So this trench has data in white, power in the gray electrical conduit, and it veers from well off of the road to right at the edge of the road under one of the travel aisles to off the road through the flower bed. And I am going to fill the portion that is under the roadway with crushed all the way to the top. and I'm going to fill the portion that's in the flower bed with just enough crush to kind of protect the lines, and then dirt, just the dirt out of the road, back into the flower bed, grade it out, increase the coverage over the pipe, which is already code compliant. It's 18 inches under foot traffic and 24 inches under road traffic, and get this thing covered up. The two guys that came out from the gas company were accommodating, and they were serious, and they had all their tools, and they knew how to fix this. And I didn't film them because I didn't think they would appreciate it, and I appreciated what they were doing, even though I don't know what it's going to end up costing me. Doesn't matter. They reprimanded me about as seriously as they could for securing the line, for pinching it off. They said that theoretically, they didn't say theoretically, but I'm saying theoretically, you can generate some static electricity as you pinch off the rapidly moving gas, create a spark, and have a problem. Okay. They also said that theoretically, gravel, even the 1/4 inch minus, can over time degrade this line, and they asked me to bed this in sand, so I'm going to do it. Well, I've had a setback. The left front tire on my tractor finally was just too rotten. Sidewall cracked, leaking, flat tire. Gonna have to go out to Nate's place and get his skid steer, I think. Darn it. Setback, and company coming this afternoon. Wouldn't you know it? So my tractor got a flat tire, and I had to borrow Nate's skid steer to bring this job across the finish line. And boy, I'm glad he had it, and I'm very thankful to have used it. It's a bigger, faster, stronger machine than my little Kubota wheel tractor. It's a serious tool that's just pretty much ideal for this job. But boy, is it hard to see out of it while you're running it, and it is much harder on the ground. At least the way I was running it, it was. This is a 3/4 inch water line with house pressure that used to have a faucet on it. My dad put it here probably 35 years ago, and he just brought a 3/4 inch PVC pipe out of the ground, and sure enough, about 2 years ago it broke off. But now I have to uncover it so I can sneak the gas line by, extend the water line out to the shop, untangle all of these roots from this pear tree, and hopefully not shut the water off to the house. Fingers crossed. Here's what we've uncovered. The standpipe comes on down. and there is the horizontal run that's bringing the water over to this faucet. I think I can uncover this now with the aid of this bad boy. And I don't know if you have seen this before on the channel or not, but that's a form setter hammer that I came up with a design, working on a design patent. And if you would like to own one of those things, which is almost universally applicable to construction, if I do say so myself, check out this video, and you can go to the website and pick one up if we have them in stock. Well, I don't know if this is good practice on a rainy day or not, but the showers have been coming and going and everything's a muddy mess, and I needed to glue together 110 feet of 2-inch PVC Schedule 40 for a pressure or at least pumped septic line from the shop. And so I just rigged up a deal so I could support it on the frame, glue it up. The instructions say to let it sit for 10 minutes before you're disturbing it, so I've been timing myself, and I've got it all put together, and in about 5 minutes, I think, I'm going to drag it out into the yard, maybe get Kelly to help me, and see if it'll all flop down into the trench at once. Either win big or lose big, right? Well, I've seen this done on other YouTube videos. I don't know if you're going to see it done on this one or not. I hope this thing will flop in all right. Who says you can't believe anything you see on YouTube? So remember when I was trying to uncover the bottom of this little standpipe for a faucet, and we found it? Well, the rest of that ordeal was cutting branches off my pear tree and cutting roots on the pear tree as I came around the corner. Just a real mess, and I was trying to anticipate and not confuse that PVC pipe, which is about 3 feet away from the elbow I uncovered, with one of the roots. And so far we've done it, and I have 19 inches to the grade, which complies with the distance required to bury the gas line. So I think, ladies and gentlemen, we are rapidly getting this thing on the home stretch, I hope. So right there is what we uncovered, and right there is what we almost uncovered with the backhoe, but uncovered more carefully with the Pulaski. So this is where the water comes into the house. I decided to just hand dig about probably 12 feet from the end of the trench that holds the data, the electrical, and the roof water over to where it comes in. There's a pressure reducing valve in here. There's a faucet which never gets used. So we'll rework this a little bit, maybe drop some of this below grade. But the bottom line is, I've got some handwork to do. Fortunately, the handwork is going to be softened by my little Milwaukee 60-pound breaker, which is indispensable for digging dirt. Kelly and I are going to try to use the excavator to scoop that azalea bush out of there. I think it's going to be a casualty of war, but it's just got to go in order to get the water line over to where the water line has to go. So first things first, and the real first thing is to make sure I don't hurt my lovely wife here this morning.
Okay.
Yeah, going just as slow as we need.
We can come back for you.
So this is a pressure reduction, a pressure regulator. The city water pressure is high coming into this house, and some of the plumbing in here is old, and so my dad had that installed. I think Mike Rokas, Phil Rokas' brother, helped with that. One thing I've learned doing this little job is that underground professionals, more than any other trade I know of, are courting disaster and managing risk every single second. In the next video in this series, you're going to get to see some nifty gas line fittings that I didn't know anything about, a pressure sewer line run out to the shop, and the beginning of a pretty nifty system for installing lawn hydrants around this place. Thanks for watching Essential Craftsman, and keep up the good work.